Alright, here we go. Yes, I'm motivated, I'm happy because I'm finally starting work at my place. I've said in several videos that I need to convert the laundry room into a bathroom, and now it's time. I'm going to take the camera and show you everything, both the laundry room and the workshop, since the work in the laundry room will affect the workshop, a partition wall to knock down, the stairwell opening to move, and in the future, the workshop is supposed to move outside. You'll understand everything as we go along. So I'll film all of that for you, and then we'll meet up in the workshop since we're going to set up a closet. Sorry for the inconvenience, I'll explain soon.
Alright, I'll give you an overview of the workshop.
Then I'll explain everything in detail. Let's check the back to see if the view's better. Originally, this is a double garage. I'm keeping both doors for my future workshop on the property. I have about 36 square meters which I used as a workshop. But 36 square meters is a bit small, I should go up to 50 square meters. So the door you see with the partition behind it and the shelving, that's the famous laundry room where I have to tear everything down and use the nook where it's sparkling. I put a lamp there, we'll go see what's going on. So I'm tearing all of that down with the nook, but in the nook I have shelving, the same as this one or that one. And over here I'll have to take everything apart and store the contents, which won't be as fun. I'm not touching that one, it's not bothering me for now. So we'll take a look at the laundry room in a little while. That's that famous piece of furniture I made back then with the miter saw. It hasn't moved. It likes it here and I like it too, but maybe I'll have to... Actually, I'm pretty sure I'll have to remove it because in the future I'd like to use the workshop, open up the partition wall and expand the house. I'll need to disassemble and reassemble it in my future workshop. But well, that's how it is. It may not seem like it, but I can fit between the pallet and cabinet to open the drawers. I made sure I could get through, it's tight, but it works. That's a pallet from VTI, there's mortar, concrete, leveling compound, there's even the concrete anchor I got to secure my garden posts, but I didn't have time to do it in the spring or this summer, and I'm not going to do it now either. Here we have the Colomix, the spit vacuum cleaner. You often ask me if I still have it, and yes I do, it's right here. It's plugged into the radial saw and fits perfectly underneath since it doesn't take up much space. And then here, I have my table saw. When I film myself, I always set up here because I try not to clutter this area too much so I can use it and work. I put an old desk on my table saw because it's exactly the size of the table, and then I made it a bit bigger, and when I need to saw, I just take it off. And the Hilti vacuum cleaner that's there. It's so small it fits under the table. Here I have the Eagle Planer. I've never really shown it to you, but it works really well. This machine is really reliable. Geberit with the fittings, some glue, some silicone, the Milwaukee corner. There's an odd one out here, some DeWalt. I've got some Colomix and Graco here. In the back I'm unsure, but I think there's some Milwaukee left. Even there I have a nail gun that I'll show you later. So there are other machines in the back. And on this side we have Hilti, Bosch here, DeWalt, Milwaukee, a bit of Festool, some consumables, Schneider, and a bin with shoes. And there, what do I have? The Graco pump. And on these shelves, the Festool section, Geberit, Makita, Bosch, Milwaukee. And Festool. And below, that's all my steel stock. And here, when I tell you there's stock, all of this is full of steel. I plan to build a large gate at the back of my garden, but I don't have time. But it's still on my mind. Here, we have a pallet of paint, there are laptops, Colomix, a step ladder, well, a step stool. The CIM70, which is a great machine that I recommend to you. A bandsaw, also, I'm putting it up for sale. This really shouldn't be here. I'm putting it up for sale because I have a new one. So if anyone's interested, send me a private message. We'll talk about it. And a pallet of compound. Okay, so you see that in the end, even though I have all this, we always manage to find space. That's what's amazing. Even when I plan to add more equipment or whatever I want here, I always find space. A Milwaukee vacuum cleaner, a Festool lamp. By the way, I have another one around here. The guide rails. A ventilation unit, the water heater that I need to install for the second bathroom, and the famous recess I was telling you about, the staircase. The opening that we're going to move over here. and the shelving that's full of consumables. And all of that, I'm going to have to store it, and that's the worst part. The machines are still in cases, so we can always store them. Here, I have a planner. It's the same with this one. I think I'm going to get rid of it because I use the DeWalt more. There's some Shane, there's some Makita. There's a bit of everything. There's a shoebox. I don't even really know what's in there anymore. There are so many things. I'm going to have to sort it out. And behind that, we still have some VPI. Safety shoes, Signat, there's a bit of everything. So here, believe it or not, it doesn't look like it, but I have more than a meter. Because here, obviously, I get the full depth of the shelving. Okay, let's get out of here. I've just given you a tour of the workshop. Okay, I'll give you another quick tour, an overview. We haven't been here yet. As you can see, I've made sure I can get around everywhere. This is the famous garden faucet I installed. Here there's some Milwaukee and a bit of everything. Yes, you can probably see the steel stock better over there. Here are Geberit frames we'll install in the future bathroom. So here are the Signat solid rock panels for the renovation work and insulation. I've received everything. I've put it all in the attic so it doesn't take up space. The compressor, on the other hand, needs to go back to the garden shed. The gas bottle for the welder, a Festool vacuum cleaner, a Rexel box. All of that I need to open it and show you what's inside. This box too. That's a step ladder. I need to tell you about it. It doesn't take up any space at all. See, this step ladder is great. We'll talk about it again when we do the work. It's going to be useful for me. So, I'm backing up. These are boards that were in the closet with the water heater that broke down. I need to take off the battens and salvage the melamine panels. So, the door, like I told you, the partition, we're breaking everything. And yes, I made holes back then for those wondering because I had a conduit. I absolutely wanted to recover an electrical conduit. It was stuck in the studs. In the studs, there are holes. Well, since the conduit is corrugated, it was stuck. It was impossible to get it loose by pulling on it. I had to make holes, and more holes to recover it. I never fixed them since it's the workshop area. I knew I'd eventually have to break down this partition, even if it's not obvious here. But when they did the ceiling here, which is very poorly done, there's a big problem. It goes up and then comes back down. I don't really know what they did, but I don't like it. I'll patch things up, though there's nothing to fix since I'll break everything. You open the door and walk into the laundry room. The water supply. For those who remember, when I went into the crawl space, I cut off a water supply for my garden faucet. Well, this is the one, the cold water supply. There's nothing there. I think they brought that in to install a sink. I don't need it. The kitchen's right there. Okay. I'll close the door behind me so you can see the furniture. So I put a light right here. It might create a backlight. I'll stand like this. Storage that I made back then and the partition you see, which is right there. And behind it, there's the famous shelving, the staircase, the opening. So we're tearing all of that down. I'll find space for all of that. I even use the top for spray paint cans. There's everything. There's varnish, there's wood stain. Really, there's just about everything. It's okay. So we break down this partition and this one as well. I'll turn around so you can understand how the laundry room is laid out. Here, the door that leads to the garden side. I'll keep the radiator. I'm going to turn around, but the lighting might bother us. I'll get underneath. Washing machine, dryer, countertop, the hanging cabinets, well, we take everything out. The washing machine and the dryer will go into the closet where I had the water heater that broke down. It's temporary, but it'll do for now. I can't stand the wooden floor anymore. I'm tired of wood flooring in the laundry room. It's not a good idea. So I'm going to put in tiles in the future and then we'll put up a partition over here. So, the next video might be about the ceiling, because as you can see it was never done. I don't know why, they just weren't motivated to do it. And me neither, because it's just a laundry room, so who cares. But I think I'll save some time by doing the taping first. It's a full skim coat on the ceiling, so I'll film everything for you. And while it's drying, at least I can break down my partition and work on something else. At least that will be done. Because after that, I have a partition to put back up over here. I want the window to be on the bathroom side, so a partition over there. Even if I have to touch up the compound, at least the main part will be done. Even if I have to cut the drywall again, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Well, the joints will be taped and a full skim coat, and then we'll take the opportunity to try out a new compound. Okay, so you've seen the laundry room. Here's the lighting I mentioned. I added it because the ceiling bulb alone doesn't provide enough light. The machines and all that, I'll remove them. And then it's good. There's even a basketball in a bin, and there's Bandel wine. I don't drink alcohol, and neither does my wife. Whenever someone gives us alcohol, we just keep it. And then up there, I told you, I showed you. All of that, I'll have to store it as well. And then we move on. Hop into the workshop, which used to be the garage. I hope you mostly understood what I want to do. I'm going to turn the camera the other way, so I'm facing you. And then I'll explain a bit about the reasons behind all this and also show you what's inside this box that was sent to me by Cyril, French Renovation. Now that I've filmed everything, you can see what I want. The laundry room, partition wall, bathroom, hallway, and sliding doors leading into the 36 square meter space. This 36 square meter space was once a double garage, which I converted into a workshop. In the future, I want to relocate the workshop to the garden and build a roughly 50 square meter structure. I'm keeping the 2 garage doors, which I'll use for the future workshop. I'm replacing the garage doors with PVC French doors or sliding glass doors. We'll see about all that. Cut an opening for the stairs, build the stairs, handle all tasks, remove the partition wall, and expand the house into the 36 square meter space. Either I move the kitchen here, make a master suite with a walk-in closet and the future bathroom, or I could create a playroom. There are several possible layouts. The thing is, I have a storage problem because all the storage you saw in the laundry room, I'm taking it out, and obviously I won't be able to store my things anymore. Same with the closet where the water heater kept breaking. If you saw the episode, you saw storage there. I'm not replacing it. If you haven't seen the episode about the water heater breaking down, there's a link in the description. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm going to use the space in the closet where the water heater is to put the washing machine and the dryer. Initially, I considered placing the washer and dryer in either the kitchen or bathroom. But since I have the water supply, the drain, and the electrical line, I can move the washing machine through the attic and bring it into the closet. Might as well move the washer and dryer into the closet while the work is being done. And once I've finished the work, it goes back into the hallway or the bathroom since the closet is next to the bedrooms. If you run a washing machine at night, it will make noise. Here, we're on the opposite side of the bedrooms where I plan to build the future bathroom. But I still have this storage problem because all the closets you see for now, I'm getting rid of them all. And where do I store my things for now? Well, that's a problem. So we have a wardrobe in the house. It's quite deep, and in this wardrobe I have a closet that's 35 deep and 75 wide. Well, we're going to set it up. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you must have noticed something in this workshop because I always film myself pretty much here. It's the melamine shelves that are there. They've been stored for months. I don't use them. They're 30 centimeters deep. Well, it's time to use them. I took out the router. You'll see it again in a moment. The bit that's here, which is brand new for the occasion, I'll put the link in the description because I'm going to use this one. I put it down, there it is. A shelf track that we're going to use, and this bit matches the width of my shelf track. Let's say 12 millimeters. So I'm going to route 6 millimeters into the white melamine, which is 18 millimeters thick. I'm going to have a panel on the right, a panel on the left, and a panel in the middle. The one in the middle will have 2 shelf tracks, one on each side for storage on the right and storage on the left. And what I'm going to do is offset the shelf track, either the one on the left or the one on the right, it doesn't matter. I'm going to route 5 centimeters from the edge for the right side and 7 centimeters for the left side. If I route in the same place, 6 and 6, that's 12 minus 18. That leaves me with 6 millimeters of melamine between the two. It might break. I think it could hold, but I'd prefer to offset it to be safe. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the wardrobe area and the closet next to it to create more storage and to put away the things I took out of the laundry room and the closet where the water heater was. I won't be able to store everything. The rest will go into bins. Anyway, I wasn't using half of that stuff on a daily basis, so it's not a big deal. I'll put down the melamine, then we'll route, install the shelf tracks, and set up this closet. The furniture is done, but I'm disappointed for two reasons. First, the machine's blade is wearing out and cutting poorly. I thought I had spare blades, but I don't. I have blades in 160mm, 216mm, and 254mm sizes for the table saw, for example, but not in 305mm, so I'm going to have to change this blade because it's cutting less and less well. The second reason I'm disappointed is that since the melamine is poor quality, when I routed in certain spots, there were some small chips. So it's not a big deal, but when you like to do a good job, obviously melamine that chips isn't great. And anyway, melamine has never really been high quality. But there are several differences in melamine quality when you want to do a test. Really do a test on a scrap piece to see if it cuts well or if it routes well. So the cabinet is installed. We're going to organize our storage. I'll be able to empty the laundry room and I'll film the dismantling for you. Also the wall mounted cabinets. You'll see everything in the next video. We might start on the ceiling soon since I'll have a guest on the channel. I'll show you more later as we'll begin breaking up the floor together. That's all I'll say for now. One last thing, I wanted to say thank you. This is the package I was telling you about earlier. I want to thank Cyril from French Renovation who ordered this hammer for me. He sent it to me directly. So, can you see it? Made in France, and on the back, Kinetic Custom. So, Kinetic Custom, they make their own tools themselves. I'll put all the links in the description since they have an Instagram page, a website, and a YouTube channel. And Kinetic Custom, for example, this hammer was entirely made by them. So, I'll let you admire the masterpiece, the work of art for a moment. Isn't it beautiful? Look at the handle. And honestly, I showed it on Instagram and like I said, I'm not even gonna use it because it's so beautiful. For me, it's a real trophy, and the fact that Cyril sent it to me makes it even more valuable. So Cyril, a big thank you. Sending you lots of hugs. Thank you because it really means a lot to me, and it's going to go right next to the YouTube trophy. I'll hang them up when my office upstairs is finished. I'll have the YouTube trophy and the French Renovation trophy. I'm so moved, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, Cyril. You've seen everything for now in the laundry room and the workshop. We'll see you in the next video. We'll probably start working on the ceiling and make progress as we go. This video is now over. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment. That's the best way to encourage us to make more videos. Take care and see you in the next video.